All right. So I know I actually just finished the last video, and I thought I'd do one more before saying goodnight. I have the time. Why not? We've just kind of entered the night right now, or just out of the evening. What I wanted to talk about was in the last video near the end I talked about there's different aspects to life, and I won't lie. I definitely I would say definitely wanted and wanted to wanted for having multiple aspects to my life, meaning that there wouldn't be just one aspect. You know what I mean? For example, some people make their business or their work or their career their whole life, and they have no life outside of that. Or they have one specific thing and that's it. Let's say they got three buddies, right? And their career, that's all they have. They got nothing else. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking that at all. I'm not criticizing that at all. That person or whatever, they may love to live like that. I kind of I've since becoming present in the world, I've wanted to have different aspects to my life. Before you say to me, don't say anymore, you shouldn't talk about this, you gotta understand, a lot of people can't handle it. Like, just simple as that. A lot of people cannot handle too many aspects going on with their lives. It takes an elite level person to have those kind of aspects running in their life. And I'll tell you, and I'll get to it, right? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You see, in your life, you may have a neighborhood, right? You may have a home where, you have people living, you live at that home, but, across the street and a few houses down and, on the south side or where, like in that same neighborhood, you got your uncle, you got a cousin, you got some old friends, you have people all around. For example, right? That's one aspect of your life. That's an aspect. Now you have, let's say you have your co-workers or your business partners, your co-whatever, either the co-career or they're co-business related. You have them, right? That's one aspect right there. Okay? All right, that's one aspect. Now, you got another aspect, okay, and before I go on with this, what you have to understand is that it is humanly impossible to have that many aspects going on individually. If you think I'm gonna spend 8 hours a day doing this and then 4 hours doing that, 4 hours doing that, you're gonna realize that you don't have enough hours in the day or enough time, and 90% of people will not have even the energy to deal with that, right? But anyways, going on. Let's say you have some friends, right? You're all different. You got some friends. Everybody's a different type of person, right? And you have them, right? It's cool. No, it's cool. You have your own group of friends, right? You guys may hang out once in a while. Maybe not all of you, maybe all of you, whatever the case is, right? You might actually hang out sometimes. Then you got so I talked about the business ones, the people, the people in your neighborhood, like your community neighborhood, your friends. Now you may have an organization like I chose to join, like with the disciples, right? And that organization spans like many cities, many states, and into the north. Which is a big thing too, right? You're within that organization, right? And by the way, this is not some kind of strange aspect. Many people do this, but for some people, it's, well, I got my family, I got my church, I got my friends, I got my coworkers and co whatever. I got my old co peers from university and college, and high school and some old friends or whatever. You know, a lot of people, in fact, do have that. But I'll go on. So you have your organization, right? Like that. Um, you know what? I won't lie. I won't lie. I'll talk about it right now, man. I'll talk about it right now. You know, I'm pretty sure, like, out of all those aspects and everything, um, I can find some kind of activity, like relevant activity. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's a banquet dinner. It could be a get together at a coffee shop. It could be going to a concert or an event, you know, in a big group. That's what I'm talking about, a big group. You know what I mean? It could be just all the guys that are hanging out. It could be a party. You know what I mean? But it's a big group, right? You could be in a big group, you know? Now, the thing with me is, and I'll tell you right now, is that tracing steps is never a good idea. Don't ever look at somebody and go, well, he's doing this, and I got to trace these steps, and I'm going to be just as successful. What you will find is that you'll try the same thing. And if you get hurt, if you fall, if you're in pain, don't blame that person. You see, now at the same time, I understand why somebody might want to blame you, but I'm putting a disclaimer in. When you're tracing steps, be very careful. Do not blame that person. Never trace steps. Never say just because he did that and he did it. I'm just trying to give an understanding of something. Never say because he did that, she did this, and I'm tracing the steps and it fucked me up, or whatever the case is. All right, so never say that. But you might have a posse. You might have a posse, man. You know, and you might see some of them at different parties or different get-togethers or different events. There you go. Right? And you might find that you have friends and stuff from different countries and different cities in totally different organizations, or totally similar organizations. Right? Now, for me, I feel like I got a strong foundation, which I built in hell, what I call hell, which was the worst time of my life. In the worst time of my life, I built the strongest foundation of my life, on which I would build the bricks and all the different in all the different ways, in all the different places, which I would call my life, which I have laid the bricks for, which I have built the foundation for. But prior to this, I couldn't even handle a hundredth of what I'm like kind of getting to, or what I probably have already gotten to. I can't handle. I couldn't have handled a hundredth of it. At this point, I gotta say, in everything included, mentally, physically, in everything included, I would say that I'm just at a much better level in every way. And that's why I can handle this right now. I wouldn't even attempt this before. I wouldn't even try to attempt it, but I can handle it, man. I see myself as like in the top 1% of the world. Really, I see myself in the top 1%. Do you fuck with it or not fuck with it? I don't know. It's up to you. But don't trace my steps and then blame me, because I'm telling you, never do that. That's really bad. Try to individualize and customize your steps to yourself. You know, they say be yourself. It's the best advice. It's the best advice anyone can give you when it comes to life. Be yourself. Right? Okay, so I feel like wrapping this up. Should I explain more? I think I explained enough. Could there be more aspects? Definitely. I am confident, strong, and everything enough to seek these things out and to create them. And I'll be very honest with you. Since I was very young, I found I could do it. It just came so easy. I was at a point in my life when I was a teenager where I couldn't stop myself from growing. Where literally everywhere I'd go, people are looking at me, trying to talk to me, trying to strike up conversations. People are trying to get me to come and hang out with them, or go to a party or whatever. And it was at the point where I couldn't even handle it anymore. I had so many people inviting me and telling me to come do this with them, do that with them, and hang out. And I had so many people that I couldn't handle it. You know, I wanted to go back to being a child again. And I tried to be a child. I tried to just block everything out of my life, live a solitary life. You know what I mean? And then I did the opposite. I did this, I did that. And I finally came to this point where I've really built up a strong foundation where going forward, I mean, I should be able to handle it, and I do know what I'm doing, right? So that is what it is. And again, I know I can handle it, and I know there's other ways too. I named some, but that just goes to show you that you really gotta know who you're fucking around with in life, man. Because I'll be honest, man. I'll tell you one warning with me. You might think that like you might catch a very strong-minded person who's young, and you might catch them on the come up. When they're just rising up. You gotta remember, man. One thing about really strong people is that they don't fall easily. Even if you're able to fuck them up for a little while, fuck with their situation, they will get up there, man. And believe me, they will get up there, man. And you know what, man? It's not gonna be just you, man. It's not gonna be just you that's in trouble, man. Like it is. You really gotta understand who you're fucking with, man. People like that do rise up very high, man. When they're that strong, they will get through almost anything, and they will get much stronger. And believe me, even if they're not even paying attention to you consciously or publicly, it's not a good idea, man. I'll tell you that much, man. It's not a good idea.